Okay, I'm not going to show myself in this video because I got to do some close-up work. I thought I ought to get this little quick video out to some folks that have been asking me about this kind of stuff, so I'm just going to do it right now. But anyway, I have two plants here. In this case, I'm not growing lettuce. I'm growing Italian flat leaf parsley. I like to chop it up, the leaves up, and put on salmon, and so I grow a little of this. But I wanted to also show you that you can use these things for a lot more than just lettuce. But there's two ways of doing it. Now, both of these two plants are grown with two different methods. One is the kind you've heard me talk about with lettuce. I use a what's called a net cup here, and then in that net cup I put a little fiber plug, goes in there, and the seed, a couple of seeds down that hole, and drop it in the glass. And this is so this is that flat leaf spinach. You know, it's a little more compact. Actually, these are both the same seed, but you know this is much taller. This is more compact. But anyway, and there you can see the little plug inside, and there you can see the roots, the long roots like this. Anyway, that's one way. All right. The other way, and this is what I wanted to get to you, is that I use this thing called a neoprene cloning plug. Now, when you get these, they don't have these screws in them. I put these little, like 1.5-inch deck screws. They're little screws that you can put in wood or whatever. And the reason I do that is because without it, this plug, which is 3 inches in diameter, would fall down inside the jar, and I want to hold it there. So I'm growing it here, and this one here seems to be growing better. Now, there's some plants that do better with that. I didn't know this until I tried it. But that cloning plug, the reason that I'm making this short little video is this, the way this happened was I put 2 seeds in every one of these here, and then I go in the weaker one, the smaller one, I pull out with my hands. Well, I pulled this one out, and it had a long root in it out of when I was planting this one. And I thought, I don't want to throw that away, so I put it in the cloning plug, and a little tiny root here hung down. Had to fill it up, clear up to here with water, with the nutrient water. And I thought, well, it'll either die or it'll grow. Well, it grew, and you can see what happened. So the reason I want to show you this cloning plug is since it's spring, and some of you are getting ready to put things, you sometimes stick stuff in a jar of water or whatever and get some roots on, stick in the ground. These cloning plugs work really good. Like you can take, maybe it's a tree you want to clone. So you take a little sucker or branch or whatever, a small one, that maybe has a leaf bud or two on it, and then you cut the bottom off fresh at about a 45-degree angle, and stick it down in the water in one of these cloning plugs. And if it works, in a few weeks, you've got a little tree there. You can do it with, I've done it with flowers. I'm always doing it for my wife's spider plant. Sometimes I call it an airplane plant. You know, the one that looks like little parachutes coming out. Clip one of those off, stick the bottom down in that water. They're easy to grow, and they don't need a lot of light, and you never hardly ever have to put any extra nutrient in them. They don't use that much, it doesn't seem like. Anyway, I do that all the time with these handy little plugs, and you can get them on Amazon. They're called neoprene cloning plugs, or pucks. I call them little pucks, and they work pretty good. They open up on one side. You can see that little white. They open up, so you can pull them back apart and slip something in, and then it closes up. Put it in a 3-inch or 3 inches in diameter. Put it in a 3-inch mason jar. So that's it. I just thought, yeah, you folks might want to know that, so it give you something to do as you're getting ready to throw seeds in the ground and plant outside. I'm going to plant onions, but that's about it, because this next week, this is the end of March, On Sunday, we're probably going to have a snowstorm and some ice and stuff. And then in a few days, it's going to be 80 degrees in Salina, Kansas. All right. Thanks for watching.